Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Cards. Today is Monday, May 3rd at 11:11. We are here live to pull some cards using the Spiritual Support for Entrepreneurs deck by the Entrepreneur Oracle. I created this deck with my friend Kathy Weiss to help people that run their own business, entrepreneurs, or are working from home navigate all the emotions that come with doing that. And welcome, Robert. Good morning, Roslyn. Welcome. Happy Monday to you too. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. Did a lot of cleaning this weekend, so I was a little tired this morning. Let me know what you did over the weekend and how you're feeling today. Good morning, Lori. Welcome. And I really needed my coffee earlier today, so I already had my coffee. So I'm drinking water now, but probably will need a little more coffee to keep me awake today. So last week we talked a lot about a lot of things, but one of the things that has kept coming up for me, which now I notice that the card is also in the layout here that we've got. We talked about completion quite a bit last week, and whether it was Robert who was working on some completion there, or some other people that were on our live last week were talking about it. Morning, Heather. What really stuck out to me from last week about completion was physical and energetic completion. So what I mean by that is, unless you have an energetic completion with a project, with a relationship, with an old job, with whatever it is, that you're really not complete. So there's still part of that sort of holding on to you. And that was one of the things we talked about last week. So, oh, and waiting was definitely part of it. Robert was in the waiting mode. Oh no, you're feeling down about it. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But also allowing yourself to feel down and observing why you're down. Maybe there was some expectations or morning, sis. You know, I get it though. Like last week, I also talked about when I spoke on Clubhouse for the first time and I was really nervous and I went on there and I said whatever it was I said, and then I got off and I was like totally crapping on myself for what I said. And it had nothing to do with anything. It was just like that inner voice or those old habits sort of creeping back up. So no matter how long we've been studying or working on ourselves, that those things will always come up. And so just realize that and know it's just part of the journey. So with that, let's just get started. Let me just pick up the cards here and we will just look at what we've got going on this week. Or maybe it's a continuation of last week. I don't really know. The cards will tell us. So it is the beginning of a new month. It's been a few days since the full moon. So whatever sort of areas you like to look at, so astrological or, the beginning of a new month, a payday, whatever it is, it's usually a time to start new. So let's see what we got. And Robert, oh man, an investment turned out to be a hoax. It is disappointing, isn't it? Not just to lose money, but for me, it's that thought of like being taken advantage of, or, I've had people like break into my car before, and it wasn't even that they broke into my car, right? It was just that feeling of like you feel sick or violated, really. Well, we're with you, Robert. So for whatever reason that situation came about, maybe there is something that comes of it. And this card is Okay, so there's 44 cards in the deck, and the one that just jumped out, like literally put itself onto my desk, was exactly what we were talking about here. Completion. So we already talked about this a little bit, but we cannot move on to the next until the current is complete. So since this one keeps coming up, let's look at it. Oh yeah, and Sissy says, yeah, that can also relate to the breaking of trust for sure. Yeah, definitely. Just feels like exposed, and we've all been there, Robert, and I'm really sorry you are feeling this way, but no, we've all been there, and you've got the support, and maybe this week we can work on maybe some cord cutting, or and that's sort of what I think of when I think of the energetic completion. I want to read the quote that goes along with completion. I like to have some different anecdotes to some of these messages, because on some days when we're already feeling bad or down on ourselves, we can't really hear directions quite as much. But sometimes if it's in another form, like this quote I'm going to read, or in the navigation section, you can hear those things because it's coming at you a little differently. So what it says here is this. It's and I probably won't pronounce this right, but that's okay. Haruki Murakami says, and once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what the storm's all about. So, yeah, this is really interesting reading so far, Robert, especially for you, because I talked about you specifically and the completion card. So maybe take some more time today to sort of think about that. Things must be complete. You will feel pulled and called to move on to what's next, to discard too rapidly what you perceive not to be working in your favor. There are two things we need to say about this. Human reality moves at a slow pace. It is denser and the vibration lower and slower than in the light and spiritual realms. So while you feel you have done the creation, and you have, it will appear to move not as rapidly in physical form. You must understand this difference, for that is merely law and an aspect of human conditioning. Completion comes from finalizing all aspects of a task. This could be proofreading and sending items to a copywriter for discrimination, reviewing a task after its completion for error and flaw that dictate refinement, settling debts and bills, and concluding final exit interviews and conversations. Seeing each aspect of your job, your chosen work, through to the end creates both physical and energetic completion that allows the next item to move in. We cannot move on with the next until the current is complete. It is up to you to decide what the current entails and do it entirely. Many of you do not live up to all you are capable of or know to be true. This hinders you from evolving. You are fearful of others' perceptions of your power and capability. Arouse admiration from those who care and are interested by stepping into this fullness. You can complete everything in a timely, confident manner that allows you to move on and upward to your next revolution, your next expansion, your next glorious aha, as you ever evolve toward freedom, love, joy, and alignment. You are worthy. You are capable. So, great way to start the week and sort of remind us. Maybe there are some loose ends that we haven't completed yet, whether it's a task or, like we were talking about before, an energetic sort of hanging on. So just look at that. And maybe there isn't. I don't know. Like, this is all personal reflection. And each one of us is in a different place and will hear these messages differently. So what's that look like for you? If you'd like another card, let me know in the comments. So I'd love to build upon the completion. So to do that, what I will do is take comments and I will pull a card for you, and we will see what completion actually means for you personally. So as a collective, we've gotten this completion card yet again to remind us to think about physical and energetic completions. But we can get more clarity for you specifically if you put a comment in telling me you'd like a card, and we can look at that together. So feel like we've already gotten a lot out of the reading today. Clearly completion is still on the menu for this week. So let's see. Robert would like a card, of course. So, and Lori, I will pull a card for you right after Robert. And since we already given us a little insight into your situation, Robert, I don't think you need clarification necessarily on what it is that needs to be complete, but maybe how you should go about it. Maybe there's something in an action that you're already doing that needs to change, or something new you need to do. So let's look at the cards in that way and see what kind of insight we can get. And Rosalind, yes, for sure, I'll get a card for you right after Lori. Okay, so what does Robert need to do or change, or how can we get him moving through this completion in the same direction, in another direction, whatever it is? Man, the cards are really on fire today. As I'm talking about directions to take, here we go. We get path. One is not better than the other, and each serves a valuable purpose. So whatever decision you made, whether you made this decision that you feel a little bit of regret for, or feel taken advantage of, or whatever the feelings are that you're having, Robert, all of them are part of your path. None are better than the other, and each serves a valuable purpose. So what's the purpose of the situation you're in now? And maybe in finding that might give you that energetic completion you're looking for. I know that doesn't feel good when you're in it, and I don't want to invalidate your feelings or what you feel the situation did or happened, but we once you have that moment of this happened, whatever it was, then we need to see it from a broader perspective. So observe the whole situation, as it's just a small part of the big picture, even though it doesn't feel that way sometimes in the moment, in the reaction. Really, in the whole path, that's all it is. You're welcome, Robert. Power is and I'm reading you the wrong one. Path. It is Monday, right? Okay, so I'm going to also read the quote on this one for you, Robert. In theory, all you need to do is to take the first step. It will be difficult. The first day at the gym is the worst. The opening line of your story takes the longest time. But as you gain momentum, it is easier to keep moving. At times, it will be clear, clean, and straight ahead, the sun shining and everything visible, laid out, and straightforward. You will see right from where you stand to the horizon and the result. Other times, the path will be shrouded in darkness. You will not be able to see if the path is straight or curves in a new direction because fog and dense brush obstruct it. This path is uncertain and muddy. You will experience both paths. One is not better than the other, and each serves a valuable purpose. The result will arrive just the same, and the result will be the same. So that felt really nice. I hope you find some comfort in that, Robert. And no, as crappy as it might feel, and I'm just assuming, I don't know your situation, but I'm assuming it doesn't feel good, that this too will pass. And what is it that you can learn from that situation? Or maybe it's just learning to let go of something, you know? There's nothing wrong with having trust in people. You didn't do wrong. If someone breaks trust, that's their action. Anyway, I'm going to let that go there, Robert, because I'd rather you insert your own insight into that. And I would recommend maybe doing some journaling or looking at that in another way. Okay, so Lori, let's get a card for you and what completion might look like for you if you need clarity on what you need to complete, or if you need some guidance on action to do the completion. And Robert is saying maybe there's still a chance of it not being a hoax. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe this is just an exercise to for something else. Yeah. I think the journaling for you will be really helpful today. Were there parts of your past where you regretted decisions, or maybe didn't trust your judgment? I don't know. Lori, we've got experience. You are not obligated to have, do, or be anything. And for me, it feels like once you adopt this this theory or this belief, you might be able to complete some of these energetic things that are holding you back. And for me, like energetic incomplete items are my inner voice that tells me I'm not good enough, or this person said this a long time ago and I'm still telling myself that story and holding on to that story. And until I can complete that and disconnect that cord, or however you want to say it, it's still always holding me back a little bit. But it's only with experience, really, that you are able to do that. And just a reminder, and I think it's also important to point out, like even in general, don't you always hear people say, you know, based on your age, you start to care less and less about what people think, right? And isn't age also an experience? So this card is really interesting to me because of the picture that's on it. It's a tree and it has all these different growths on it. So the original tree is underneath there. But it doesn't look the same as it used to, right? Because it's had years of different types of weather and growth and sun exposure, rain, whatever it was, that has created this tree as it is today. And you'll see the tree behind it is different, and it's in the same field, probably had a lot of the same situations, but they had two different experiences. So just a reminder that your experience is your experience. Also a reminder that other people's experiences are their experiences. And you can be in the same place, even in the same household, and have two different experiences, which I always find pretty fascinating. You are here for the experience. You are in human form to have physical experiences and have a range of emotions, thoughts, predictability, and outcomes. All other realms are light realms, non-physical, in which answers are immediate, and there is no exploration, no play, no cosmic wondering, no problems, only solutions. Pure knowingness exists outside of the human form. Your business, your work, and your creations are a gift of experience, of thought, of meandering, of wondering, of exploring form. This type of experience is not available in the light realm. We invite you to choose to see this work that you do as a place to know and understand your physical limitations, as well as your great power in creating such exciting lives. You get to create an interesting life. You are not obligated to have, do, or be anything. You get to choose this work, this play, this rest, and you are not to judge others for their experiences or choices. So, Lori, that's for you. And maybe letting go of some old thoughts or old experiences might help release some of that energy. Or maybe something else comes up for you when you hear this. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. And Rosalind will get a card for you. Robert, you're welcome. And yeah, if you am interested about what you're looking at, so why don't you DM me if you would like to talk about it a little more, just for another entrepreneur's input. Maybe I won't have any input to whatever it is you're working on, but yeah, I mean, we can share business experiences along with these spiritual talks as well, because it is about both. And that's why, running a business is such a spiritual practice in itself, but it's not all spiritual in the sense of like you still have to pay bills and you still have to, do the things like meetings and social media and email people and whatever. So yeah, why don't you message me, because I'm here to support in that way as well. So let's see, Rosalind, let's get something going for you. And what completion looks like for you. Do you already know what you need to complete? If so, maybe show us the actions or inactions you might need to pursue or let go. And let's get some clarification for you there. And we will still have some time left after Rosalind. So if you're watching us live and would like a card, let me know. I'd love to pull one for you. And let's see here. Come on, Rosalind, let's get your card going. Feel like we need to mix them up a little bit more. Here we go. And I'm curious, for those of you that already have a deck, if there is a card that comes up for you more than the others. The one that comes up for me is trust. I get that one all the time. All the time. So I know that that's something I continue to work on, and that's why I get the card all the time. So for you, Rosalind, we've got vibration. Your energy fluctuates and your perceptions change in relation to it. So that's interesting that it talks about energy specifically, which makes me think that your completion has more to do with the energy side than the physical side. Let's look in the guidebook, see what kind of insight we got there. In response to the concept, you are different every day. No, you're not. Your vibration is different every day. As a human, your energy fluctuates, and therefore your perceptions of your world and how you believe you're doing, your rightness or wrongness, your understanding of success or failure, these all change in relation to your energy. Therefore, we urge you to focus even 1% more on your self-care mechanisms than your creative output. Do not get lured into the trap of self-care as a luxury. You have a human body, and your human body requires vast amounts of care and maintenance. You must feed, bathe, groom, breathe, sleep, move, exercise, care for your brain and its thoughts, care for your teeth and gums, care for your digestive system, care for your cardiovascular system. All of this needs tending to on a daily, weekly, monthly, and annual basis. The more steady you become in caring for your physical body, the more regular your vibration becomes. Then, the you that is different each day is the result of life experiences that cause learning, understanding, growth, and expansion, more than the one that is different because you are exhausted, malnourished, ill, weak, or bad-tempered. We say to you this: take the time to put all the care you need for an entire year onto your calendar. Schedule now your dentist, doctor, haircuts, therapists, energy healings, and other regular visits. Each week, schedule your workouts and meal plans before work, play, housework, or other obligations that do not relate to caring for your physical body. When you make this task your priority, everything else flows with ease. Remember, you are nature, and the more you embrace the natural part of you that needs tending to, the more you can flow with ease into any other creation you desire. So that was for you, Rosalind. And Sissy is saying the waiting card, the alone card, and the path card come up for me. That makes a lot of sense. I thought maybe the cards physically were different, but nope. It's just reminders of what I need. I know, isn't that funny how we try to put some sort of meaning to why it's happening? I know. That's also part of the human experience, trying to find reasons for things or like sort of completing the story. So we've got time for one or two more if you're on and would like a card. And remember, you can get these cards. The link is in the window at entrepreneurauracle.com. You can go to our website, click on the shop, or just click on buy your deck, get that ordered, and I can get that to you right away. And you can pull your cards daily, multiple times a day. I don't think there's too much or too little, but you'll just have to notice if you're pulling more cards because you want a different card, right? Heather would like a card, sure. What kind of completion or actions? Okay. Thoughts. Choose thoughts that make your heart feel good over and over. How does that relate to completion for you, Heather? Let me know in the thoughts. Thoughts are energy, electrical impulses traveling through your body via an incredible network of nerves. Originating in the brain, they move along the highway of your nervous system and infuse every cell of your being with vibration. These are not alone in affecting the cells of your being, but are a vital part of your magnetic pull towards others and in calling your desires to you. Be mindful and aware of how you are thinking, but know this, as powerful as your thoughts are in creating your reality, it is feelings that matter most. Your heart field emanates and affects the world at 60 times greater than that of your brain. We say to you this, pay attention to how your thoughts make you feel. Pay considerable attention to the sensations in your heart that arise from your thinking. Choose thoughts that make your heart feel good over and over. Practice choosing the right thoughts. You will stumble. There is no worry. Only observe, be aware, and adjust. When you don't know what thought to choose, think this word over and over in your mind. Love, 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 love. It is that simple. So I hope, Heather, that offers you some insight and maybe, I think, again, points to some energetic completion. I know you have a deck, so maybe sometime today, go into your guidebook and reread completion and thoughts. Yeah. Oh, that's an excellent. Heather says she was just thinking about an emotional completion from a previous job. Yes. I know I dealt with that as well. And I knew I hadn't made that energetic completion or sort of separation because when I would hear things about it, I could feel it physically in my body, whether it was like my stomach sort of flipped or whatever it was. That to me is my sign of still being either stuck in that situation emotionally or some sort of energetic core, whatever it is. That's my sign. And everybody has, that's what we need to do is observe ourselves. Like, how do you feel when you think about it? And why is it you feel that way? And that's all. So, yeah, guilt. That's a good one. Yeah, maybe I would also suggest looking up some articles on guilt, less from a scientific perspective, and more from an energetic perspective. So looks like we're going to have a great week, everyone, and we will be back again for Thursday, or as we like to call it around here, Friday Eve. So I hope you will join us then, and let me know if any of these concepts or insights sort of found you throughout the week when we get back together next time. I'd love to hear about it. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day. And I hope you can find some completion, support, and whatever it is that you're looking for. And remember, that's why we have this group. So whether you're working from home or running a business or doing both, or you just want to talk about your feelings and spiritual journey, we're here for all of it. So I hope you guys have a great day, and we will see you on Thursday. I will see you then.